Hi, Lenore.
Hi, Jenny.
Are you excited about Capitol Conference?
I am.
Yeah, so am I. So am I. Well, we're going to talk about Capitol Conference today. We're going to talk about the school law workshop on today's Legal Ledger Sidebar. And I'm Jenny Hardin. I'm joined by Lenore Winfrey.
I'm glad to be talking with you about the school law workshop this year. We worked together on it, and I think that our schedule is going to be absolutely great. I believe this year's session is going to be both useful and interesting.
I'm really looking forward to the sessions. This year's workshop starts off at 8:25 with a welcome and introduction, and then it's on Tuesday, November 14th, by the way, and we're in the same room we've been in for the last couple of years, which is A210, 212. Should we start with the first session that begins at 8:30?
Sure. It's Sports for All Students. It's going to be presented by David Hurt and Susan Anderson of Retzel and Andrus. They'll be talking about the requirements and best practices concerning students who participate in sports. This includes students with disabilities, students who are home educated, as well as students outside the district. It's a great topic that will give board members and administrators the opportunity to delve into an interesting topic. What's the next session, Jenny?
So the next session, which starts at 9:45, is called Navigating Tense Times in School Board Meetings. It discusses managing public hearings and board meetings that feature controversial topics or topics that may be stirring up the community a little bit.
I believe the presenters for this session are two attorneys with Frost, Brown, Todd, Alex Ewing, and Charles Galvin. Alex and Charles will be discussing both case law and real-life examples for school boards to ensure that they balance the First Amendment while efficiently conducting the business of the board.
Yeah, and Charles Galvin brings a really interesting perspective to this issue because he's not just a lawyer, he's also a school board member. So I think this is going to be a useful session for board members and for lawyers. There's one more morning session, right?
Yes, the final morning session is at 11. When School Labor Union Strike is presented by Julie Martin of Scott Scriven and Jennifer Adair, who is the president of the Columbus City School District. By the way, Jenny, did you remember that the teachers went on strike for 3 days in the fall of 2022?
I do remember. We got a lot of coverage of that locally, so I'm not sure if people in the rest of the state know about it, but they'll have a chance to experience it when Julie and Jennifer are discussing the issue from both a legal and a school board perspective. They'll cover topics like the influence of the national labor movement on teacher strikes, planning to help minimize the impact of a strike on students, and how to rebuild relationships after the strike is over.
Right. It should be an excellent close to the morning session and a good opportunity for board members to ask questions. Now, what about after the lunch break?
Don't forget the lunch break. That's important too. But afterwards, we start again at 1:30 with employee absenteeism and staffing shortages. And this session's taught by another team of experienced attorneys, John Britton and Pam Leist at Ennis Britton.
John and Pam will be talking about some new tactics boards are using to address these problems, like leave options and targeted strategies to address chronic employee absences. It's another topic that many boards are struggling with right now, and we think this should be helpful to board members. How are we winding up this year's school law workshop?
Well, the last session starts at 2:45, and it's titled Outside Financial Support, School Foundations and Booster Groups. Carrie Kalale at Peters Kalale Markakis is teaching this one.
Carrie will be covering support organizations that can help districts support their students and some of the legal issues that arise from those relationships. The speaker will be discussing applicable laws and examples.
Yeah, they all sound great. And there's CLE credit to boot, right?
Right, that's right. Each session has been approved for 1 hour of general CLE credit. If attorneys attend the whole day, they'll get all 5 of the credits.
Yeah. Thanks very much for talking about this school law workshop with me today. I really enjoyed planning it with you. And OSBA's whole legal team is looking forward to seeing you at Capitol Conference.
Yes, see you there.